Good afternoon. Here's your oracle cards for the collective. I pulled a few from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck. Blessed Friday. Let's see what we have. This beautiful card of perception with that red velvet curtains behind her. Absolutely gorgeous. Oops. And then we have this card of thought. Feel a deep meditation energy from that card. Compassion. See those beautiful butterfly wings? It's a lot of transformation energies happening right now after the new moon. And we have awakening, which that energy was coming up a lot in the collective reading yesterday as well. A lot of Venus energies, heart chakra openings leading to big awakenings. But let's talk about the perception card first, because to me, that card is, again, it's connected to some of this awakening energy as well. That's happening in the undercurrents here, you know, and things are coming through in our meditations, and there's a lot of transformation energy and a lot of compassion towards yourself as you go through these processes of awakening and transformations. Each step that you take in your towards your healing, you have to be patient with yourself and take it easy and be reflective. And again, these perceptions here, it's like this is the whole part of the human experience that's occurring right now in massive energies throughout the collective. And there's this spectrum of human emotions that this card speaks about here. And it's like, here's this beautiful actress on the stage, and she's got, you can tell that she's been doing this for a while, and she's very proficient at what she does, and she stands with such grace and ease, and she's got her beautiful yellow dress on. She's very confident with what she does here. And there's this element of there's this vitality and this passion when we see all that red as well. And she's got this pose can be communicating many things. Like we said, it's bold, it's sweeping, it's confidence. But in the absence of words, we're left to interpret the relationship between the actress and mask through the lens of our own perception. So this card is highlighting that beautiful skill of perception and the ways in which you perceive things that are coming through your world. And this is that realm of intuition and extrasensory perception. Again, it's like people are going through these awakenings and these transformations, and they're gaining extra gifts of intuition. And we did come across that yesterday as well with that Chariot card and the Hierophant card energy, and this is any kind of acts of divination that you're working through. And this is inviting you to become open to these gifts. Realize that, like this beautiful actress here, you have the power to use your discernment and not get too caught up in the fantasy of things and the parts that you have to play, and any of this overthinking energy that might come in, instead of slowing down. And like we talked yesterday with that King of Swords, it's like you want to facilitate clear thinking. You want these messages and these gifts to come through and be very precise in what they mean. And if you're still dealing with residue from past experiences, if you haven't forgiven yourself for certain things, and you haven't, you're still being hard on yourself, and you're not trusting in your own thoughts, then all of these things can color the way that you perceive, and your desires and your goals and those beautiful intuitions that are coming through can be clouded. And being mindful of these energies of the past that, we're moving away from with this new moon energy here. We've awakened. We're aware of these things that perhaps we were doing subconsciously before. We weren't being our true selves. We weren't showing up who we are without our masks. And now that we know about this, we can be free from so many limitations that we put on ourselves. We can stand back from the play of life as part of the audience and not only enjoy a better view, but gain a greater appreciation of the storyline. And again, be able to see, your timeline and look at each chapter of it and how far you've come and how far you've grown and how perhaps now you can be receiving, those gifts as awards for all of the shadow work and all the healing and all the things that you've moved through and all of the gifts that you've opened yourself up to, and you're able to, work through all of these emotions. And again, if we look into this thought card here, it's, these pillars here make me think of the High Priestess. And she, she has this beautiful energy of balance, which that was coming up again yesterday as well, this inner balance. And the realm of opposites and the need for balance, diplomacy, and tact. And those are all things that go on within your mind and within your third eye and your intuition too, blending those things together. And, these beautiful doves here are also, they're kind of representative of ascension energies and love and peace and offering the potential again for this higher perspective, these different types of ways of perceiving the world, this inner wisdom, this inner guidance. And this is, our thoughts, our meditations, our intuitions, all of these things are powerful spiritual vibrations and can be used to generate atmospheres of healing, or, they can be harmful. They can be delusional. They can be clouding us from seeing the truth of things. And, depending on the evolution of the thinker, depending on if they are awakened, if they're engaging in these energies of compassion with themselves and others too. And the presence of this card is saying, realize the importance of your thoughts, realize, again, as we move into this age of Aquarius, like air energy is very prevalent, and your thoughts precede action and they're the driving force behind how you experience this play of life, and if you have cause to reason, decide, discover, or resolve a certain situation, perhaps if you've really kind of been stuck on, not receiving the clarity, it's also saying now is a favorable time to try to maybe go within and, connect with your guides, connect with your higher self, connect with your inner High Priestess, and use your gifts, your extrasensory gifts, your divination tools to really find the answers that you need. And, go into meditation and, again, talk to your guides. We were also getting yesterday a lot of inner child energy coming through. So maybe there's your past self, now that you've gone through certain awakenings and certain healings, and you're going through these transformations and you're being compassionate, like speaking to your inner child and asking your inner child what it desires as well, and the quality of the thoughts that you have and the ways in which you perceive things and the intuition that you allow to come through, that quiet inner wisdom, that you listen to your gut instinct, all of these things will always determine the wisdom behind those beautiful, important choices on your path. And be aware of the power of, your thoughts and how they affect your current situation and how you interact with others around you too. And when when reasoning ends, use the calming, intuitive influence of meditation and speaking to your guides and speaking to the high priestess in you as a tool to soften out any of the raw edges and to restore balance. Again, it's like this Libran energy still lingering from this full moon of restoring balance, and that's balance both within and outer. And the high priestess, she often too, we were getting this message yesterday about like being very mindful of what you say and maybe needing to have certain difficult conversations, needing to speak your truth, needing to step out and put yourself out there and be who you are, and be compassionate when you're doing this. But also sometimes the high priestess knows when it's time to keep certain things to herself. Perhaps she doesn't put herself out there all the time because perhaps that can be harmful or hurtful to others. And perhaps there's just no need to maybe feel that energy to always have the upper hand as well. And sometimes the high priestess doesn't want to reveal all of her secrets, all of the things that she's been through. Keep this air of mystery about her. Keep those thoughts to herself, because others have perhaps, they're going through their awakening, they're going through transformations, and perhaps it's not something that they need to hear right now. Perhaps they're not ready to hear it. So that is another message that came through for this card. And then if we look at the compassion card again, it's like she's fallen, she's collapsed, she's surrendered, and it's like perhaps you're having trouble listening to your guides and meditating and listening to those intuitive thoughts, and you're still going through this awakening underneath. You're still blossoming, you're still blooming, and you don't know where to turn. And a lot of this too is like this energy from perhaps putting herself out into the world, being her true self. Perhaps not everyone in her world was ready to hear that, and she's tired, and she doesn't want to explain. She's ready to make this change. And she wants to be vulnerable with the world too, I think, or she wants to hide this until the transformation is complete. And that's where you have to decide for yourself to be compassionate with yourself and to rest while you do gather these thoughts and while you do take in all of these downloads that you're receiving. And, ask for, your guides to give you warmth and to give you direction and to give you patience. And as the misty dawn is breaking here, absolutely beautiful. It's like you can see that light coming out of that dark forest, and it's showing a new pathway. It's like the Chariot card there. Once she is fully transformed, she's going to be able to fly up and right into that beautiful, beautiful new path with golden light, and it's like a clear path out of the glade. There's no more struggling. There's no more being torn back and forth. And as an empath, like, she's feeling the energy of the world, and this her guide up here, like she's being patient, and she's soft and non-judgmental. And this yesterday we talked about too, like holding space for others as well. And it's time to really view the world through the healing properties of compassion. So be aware of any strong judgments and expectations carried by you or others upon you. This card to me also speaks of the Ten of Swords. It's like, you may be at this end, this rock bottom, but you'll be able to come out of it, and you'll be able to, connect with an open heart. This practice extending sincere, unconditional love and caring to those around you and also yourself. as you go through these transformations, as you receive these downloads and you get this clarity and you're going through this awakening, you know, face any problems that you encounter with a sincere wish to alleviate suffering for all involved, you know, and, you know, look to your guides for guidance. Open your heart up to the warm rays of compassion energy, you know, and allow that beautiful golden light to illuminate you on your next step of your path. Again, it's like there was a lot of illumination energies yesterday, and this new moon is really, it's illuminating the way for a lot of people who were, you know, perhaps not sure of the next steps. And this to me says that you will have a very clear answer as to what those next steps are. And, you know, with this awakening card here too, we can see that she's receiving downloads right now. Like, she definitely is, you know, her gaze is, she's looking up, you know, at the sun. She's seeing the light again, you know, the illuminating power of the light. And this represents the truth and dispelling of any darkness and any confusion. And this is that new light on your pathway, the process of awakening taking all different forms. And, you know, it can be subtle, like the soft dawn of a new day, that just that intuitive hit that comes through upon waking in the morning, you know. And it can also be the searing blade of truth that's needed to be compassionate, but also maybe to cut some ties and to move away and remove yourself from things that are no longer serving you at that time, and to just walk away, you know. And this card is saying, is it time to wake up and own your part in this situation where it may be otherwise tempting to blame others? Again, it's like to push judgment. And, you know, or maybe you need to be brave and release your old fears and put yourself out there and speak your truth, you know, and make a conscious choice to open up like these beautiful roses here, and to you know, go through this transformation, this beautiful butterfly. And, you know, it's dark and gooey, and maybe the light cannot illuminate through in that cocoon, but you know, you're coming out of it now. This new moon energy is very much emerging from that cocoon and liberating you on your journey of awareness, assisting you in discerning the things that are the most valuable and the things that are no longer a part of your path and a part of your life. And there is that beautiful high priestess, you know, there is your intuition. There is where all of the answers lie. And, you know, it's very powerful intuitive energy. And again, the veil is thin, you know, and, you know, this is the goddess Selene, and she's the symbol of the moon and intuition, and she's being very peaceful and contemplative, and again, in thought, very much high priestess energies in both of these cards. And, you know, there's that dove again. That dove is a constant and familiar presence, and that's her spirit messenger, linking the realm of insight to the mortal world. So perhaps there's some bird spirit guides that are really here speaking with this air energy and sending you those beautiful messages. And, you know, even with Mercury retrograde, like, things are really trying to come through if you can listen to your thoughts and your intuition. And, you know, she's waiting for that voice of inspiration to move through her as she's seeking the answers to her predicaments. Again, that similar energy with the thought card. I'm just going to put that butterfly there. And again, it's like massive transformations, you know, and you see this beautiful like river glistening behind the moon here. That's absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, it's like that unconscious mind. There's like hidden secrets and new life beneath that mystery, that silvery water. It's absolutely gorgeous energy. So the guiding light of Mother Moon, echoing the cycles of womanhood and feminine instinct. And this is saying, you know, look within, contemplate. You're being prompted to do exactly this again with that thought card as well. And you're getting new extrasensory perceptions, new gifts of clairvoyance, you know, and seen through the quiet lens of meditation, intuition can lead you to your own inner knowing. Everyone possesses this intuition to different degrees, but it doesn't thrive well, like we said, in that area of excessive thinking and over analysis. And you know, while the intellect has its vital place, this card is asking you to look within for your answers. You know, knowledge is taught and intuition is caught. You know, visualize your mind as this empty chalice. You know, you are the Queen of Cups as well. You are nurturing and intuitive, and you want to catch those messages that are springing from the fountain of that intuition. And since knowledge expands outwardly and intuition listens inwardly, by listening, you're more likely to reach those wise decisions, that inner knowledge. You know, there's a lot of owl energy here too, again. And, you know, you're gonna get those answers that you need in the face of adversity or any situations that you're weary and you're confused and you really are searching for deep clarity. So, you know, look to any clues in symbols or colors or anything that, you know, you see in the imagery of this cards as well, because, you know, like I said, there's maybe certain spirit guides that you've seen resonating with you, the doves or butterflies or roses, you know, any of the bright reds, the red velvet curtains or something that speaks out to me, those beautiful pillars. And even this chair too, like this chair looks like a chair that I meditate in sometimes. So it's absolutely beautiful energy. And just want to peek here. Yeah, there's definitely some truth coming in. This again speaks to me of this Libra moon too. That's the Justice card in my mind. And there's that beautiful third eye up there as well, and the things that are coming through into your mind, and the truth is coming up. The truth is here. It's just on the edge. And you know, this is a reminder that, you know, this double-edged sword, this separation and liberation, this dual power of nature, such as life and death and victory and defeat. Like a sword, truth is a sharp instrument worthy of the greatest respect. So depending on how they're wielded, both have the ability to destroy or heal. And we talked about this again with the words that you're speaking, and be very mindful of the words that you're speaking and the truths that you're revealing. And when it comes to, you know, the maturity and your wisdom and your discernment, that's going to determine the outcome. And, you know, it again with tarot, the Suit of Swords represents those thoughts in the unseen realm of the mind. But when it comes to the application of truth, the unruly mind cleverly justifies all things and distracts us away from our alignment, again, to the beautiful love energy and this compassion here, you know. And Venus just moved into Sagittarius, so I think there's a definite powerful energy with Venus and Sagittarius for expanding love and expanding that beautiful energy. And, you know, this is the liberation of truth. This is a call for authentic freedom to face your fears, step into the light of love, and examine the essence of all that situations, using all of these beautiful intuitive energies that you're getting to coming through. And, you know, clearly move beyond the gravitational pull of those old patterns, those things that are really heavily weighing you down. And you may be searching for the reality behind your relationships to others, you know, with that Libra new moon energy. There was maybe some transformations and some shifts there, and things came through for you. And, you know, and maybe this is now it's expanding out to the deeper meaning of life and your place and your purpose in it, again with that Chariot Tarot card energy. So, you know, seeking the truth is a worthy quest, and it's this beautiful opportunity again to transform and to get some liberation and growth through these awakenings. And you know, this truth is applying to you very strongly now. This truth is coming through. Whatever you've been struggling with, you know, any kind of confusion or clarity, it really is coming through for you now. And you're being asked to use your gifts and to really step into this. It's very powerful energy. Beautiful. I'm just going to cleanse with the bell. So prepare your ears. Very powerful. Blessed be.